In Feng Shui, the flow of mountain ridges is not just a static landscape. It is like a living creature in motion. When this giant main dragon advances with great power, it needs solid support. It needs structure to prevent it from collapsing or losing its way. These essential structures are called Yodo and Jigak. Together, we call them Yodo Jigak Rao Jiao Ji Jiao. Think of a giant boat sailing across the open ocean. It needs oars and poles to move. Just like a boat, a mountain ridge needs Yodo and Jigak to move forward. Without them, the dragon loses its driving force. It would drift aimlessly, like a powerless creature. And it could never form an auspicious sight, known as Sim-hyeol. Yodo and Jigak supply the actual power that makes the dragon move. Along with the connecting ridges, they play a decisive role in the transformation process. It is the process where the dragon sheds its skin and gains new life. Now, what are their specific roles? And how do they differ? At first glance, they look similar. However, they have clear differences in energy flow and shape. First, Yodo. When the dragon changes direction, Yodo pushes hard from the opposite side. Like rowing an oar, it pushes the dragon away to turn it around. Because of this, it creates a strong reverse energy that surges from the bottom up. Second, Jigak. Jigak acts like a supporting stick. It clings tightly to the left and right sides of the main dragon. It keeps the mountain from leaning to one side. Because it supports the structure, its energy flows smoothly from top to bottom. These differences in energy naturally create different shapes. Yodo is usually round and thick. On the other hand, Jigak is long, narrow, and shaped like a vertical triangle. Of course, they also share some similarities. Both Yodo and Jigak have straight and rigid veins. They usually have steep slopes and very little variation. So, even if you do not climb the main vein yourself, you can easily tell the difference. By looking at the surrounding terrain, you can judge if it is a normal main dragon or just Yodo Jigak. Now, there is one common point of confusion. That is the difference between Yodo and Yosung. If it is attached to the dragon vein, it is Yodo. If it is attached to the burial site, it is Yosung. Also, Yodo Jigak is often the starting point of a side branch. So, it usually ends in just one section. However, if it continues through 3 or 4 ups and downs, it can regain the status of a true main dragon. Most importantly, this matters in practical application. Where Yodo and Jigak pass, the 5 sacred peaks of the burial site are never formed. In other words, this is a side branch where an auspicious site cannot exist. Building a house or placing a grave here is considered very unlucky in Feng Shui. In conclusion, understanding the concept of Yodo and Jigak is crucial. Being able to carefully distinguish their shapes is the fastest way to improve your skills in reading dragon veins and finding sacred sites. Thank you for watching.